What's up, everybody? Friday, March 6th. I'm going to share the stats with you. Conejo Valley, SIMI Valley, and Moorpark. Here we go. Coming soon, we have 17 new listings. Look at that number, 73. Price change, 65. Back on market, 17. Active under contract, 46. Pending, 26. That's a little bit low. Closed, 48. Expired, 10. Canceled, 6. Hold, 3, and withdrawn, 1. All right, so we like to compare what's coming on the market versus what's going off the market. This is how we can tell if we're in a buyer's market, a seller's market, or a balanced market. So if we look at the coming soons, the new listings, and the back on markets, that adds up to 107. Okay, that's a good number. That's a lot of opportunities for buyers. If we look at what's coming off the market, that would be the active under contracts. Active under contract is a seller that has just accepted an offer from a buyer, and that buyer is now doing their investigations on the property. So you cannot get another contract on it. You could get a backup offer, but you cannot have two open escrows at the same time. All right, so the active under contracts at 46, the closed at 48, the expireds at 10, the cancels at 6, the holds at 3, and the withdrawns at 1. That totals 114. So that's a difference of 7. There's 7 more houses that have come off the market versus coming on the market. But to me, that's a pretty balanced market because you can see that the canceleds at 6 and the expireds at 10. These expireds, they could come back on. You never know. The canceleds, they could come back on also. So you have 3 that are holds. Those could come back on, and maybe, in a month, the withdrawn comes back on. So that's what it looks like. All right, let's take a look and see where the new inventory is coming from because that's a lot of listings at 73. And let me organize the page for you. All right, here we go. All right, Agora has one. Man, there have been a lot of people deciding to sell in Moorpark. Look at that. That's a bunch in Moorpark, right? That's 12 homes in Moorpark that went up for sale over the last 7 days. Newberry Park has 4. Oak Park has 5. Oh, look at all this new inventory in SIMI, guys. Great opportunities in SIMI at a variety of price points. There's a bunch in SIMI. Thousand Oaks coming up on the board with a big number. And then, of course, Westlake Village has 5. Okay, 5 new opportunities in Westlake Village. Let's take a look at interest rates. All right, so they were down just slightly below 6. We had for a little over a week. But then the war started, and then they jumped up to 6.2 something. And then they've come back down over the last couple days now, with the 30-year fix is at 6.13. The 15-year fix is at 5.75. The 30-year jumbo is at 6.42. The 7 and 6 SOFR is at 5.42. The 30-year FHA is at 5.72. And the 30-year VA is at 5.74. All right, so there you have it. That was the market stats plus the interest rate stats. I have a lot of people questioning me what's going on with the market now that we're at war. Um, well, it looks like, oil is going up and a lot of buyers are kind of like putting on the brakes. I feel like that's a mistake because right now is a great time to get in because this war doesn't look like it's going to go on for a long period of time. And then the interest rates are probably going to come back down. And when they do, that means prices are going to go back up. So the wise money would buy now and then refinance later because later when the rate comes down, the prices are going to go up. And remember, if you're a buyer and you need a loan, what's your very first step to getting a house? It's getting your pre-approval letter. You need that pre-approval letter to make an offer. Also, you need to know that pre-approval letter will tell you what your monthly payment is going to be like based on a certain price. You've got to know those numbers. All right. And I have a great lender that I can get you in touch with that's local to this area that can help you with all those things. So give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email if you're interested in buying, selling, or investing. This is a great time to do so. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Josh Brenner with Compass right here in Westlake Village, California. And don't forget, everybody, get some exercise today. Have a great day. Bye bye.